Okay, so you want to find what x and y is. You're given two equations. So to solve this, you always need to make sure that you have your amount of equations. Amount of equations is equal to what? The amount of variables. Or let's call them unknowns. Amount of unknowns. This has to be true. If this is not true, if the statement is not true, you can't solve it, okay? So if I had another equation like 4x plus 2y equals 7, you can't actually find what x and y is. So you need to make sure that you always have the same amount of equations as the amount of unknowns. Okay, so there's multiple ways to solve this. Now what I like to see is that we have a y by itself and we have a y by itself, meaning that there's no coefficient next to it. So we can write the first equation, y is equal to 5 minus x. The second equation, and this comes from what? This comes from x plus y equals 5. So all we did is just rewrite it, put minus the 5 on the other side. Our other equation, 3x plus y is equal to 5. Right, again, let's just write this as y is equal to 5 minus 3x. And now look at this. We can just focus on this. Because in what world is y not equal to y? Well, y is always equal to y. So if we were just to subtract these two equations, and what I mean by that, okay, now I'm going to make space real quick. And I'm going to put parentheses around this, and I'm going to multiply this guy by -1. And then I'm going to move everything real quick. I'll modify everything. So now we see y equals 5 minus x. And this will be negative y is equal to, -1 goes in, -5, -1 goes in, that's plus 3x. So now I'm going to add these guys. So y minus y is 0. 5 minus 5 is 0. Negative x plus 3x is 2x. Right? Okay, so we know that x has to equal 0, right? Okay, well you found what x is, so now you can go back and just put that back into y. Y is equal to 5 minus that y is equal to 5. Let's check it with this one. Y is equal to 5 minus 3 times 0, which is 5. So we found what x and y is. So in other words, x comma y is equal to 0 comma 5. There's your answer. Right? So again, let's think. You need to make sure your amount of equations is the same as the amount of unknowns you have. And then you have to make sure that there is the method to solving these, right? Usually what you want to do is isolate for one variable, and then you can just go down, right, and try to get everything to cancel. And you always want to check with both equations, because if this one equation works but this one doesn't, then it's because you did something wrong, okay? So this should work out. If you put these guys into here, I promise you, it's going to come out to 5. Look, x plus y, so x is 0, y is 5, 5 equals 5. Correct. 3 times x, 3 times 0 is 0, plus y, that's 5, 5 equals 5. Correct. There you go.